Hey guys, I'm Tony Alden, and today we're going to write a mode that highlights line starting with the $sign followed by a white space. So what does that mean in that buffer? So that means that we want to highlight the first line and the third lines that start with the $sign and a white space. And to show you the final result, this mod already does that. So this is a mod that I've written. So this is what we are going to do today. So let's go back to fundamental mode, and later we're going back to that mod, to that buffer, with to try the mod we are going to build. So I've written this mod just to help me take my notes in org mode buffer. As you can see here, I have a block with the TMS language for TMS mode, and it's just to keep track of some terminal session where I want to keep track of the command lines and their outputs. So, for instance, for keeping error messages that I didn't know about before. So let's get started. So here we are going to use define derive mode to write the mode, and we are going to call it underscore TMS mod in order not to conflict with the one already installed in my running Emacs. Fundamental mode. So as you can see in the bottom, the argument. So the first is the name of the mod we want to write, following in the bottom. Then we have the parent. So we want to use to derive from fundamental mode. If we were writing a programming mode, maybe we would have derived from prog mode, but this is not the case now. We need to write the name. So the name, let's call it TMS in uppercase. So the docstring. So what we can see, it's I highlight lines starting with $sign space. So this is what we are going to build now. So I was going to say the funny thing. I don't know if it's funny, but the only thing that we have to do is to set one variable, which is fontlock default, to something here. Okay, so we are going to add something here. But really, the only thing that we are going to do today is to set this variable, and we'll be done with the bot. So not much going on. So when the mode is turned on, fontlock, the value of fontlock default will be used to set the variable that we have here, fontlock keywords, and the fontlock keywords are the keywords used to highlight part of the buffer. This is not the only mechanism that fontlock use, but this is the one we are interested in today. So let's just look at the help buffer. So the value here, you can see the value right now, it's the value of fontlock's default for Emacs Lisp mode, because I asked for that value when I was in the Emacs Lisp buffer. So as we are here, we can try something. So for instance, in the buffer foo, if we ask to, for instance, Control H variable describe font-lock default, and right now we have the value of font-lock default in the fundamental mode, which is nil. So nothing is there's nothing set with font-lock default here. So let's go back here. Okay, so we describe another time on what should be the value. The value should be this one. Okay, so we're going to pass a list. With the first will be the keywords that we want. The keywords has the same value, the same form of the value accepted by font-lock keywords. We are going to do it just in a moment. And the one that we are going to use to use is this one, keywords only, because we can see keywords only here. So if keywords only is non-nil, syntactic fontification, so for string and comments, is not performed. So this is what we want. So basically, we're going to have something like that. Font-lock default will be set to a variable that we're going to call TMS font lock. We don't have this variable so far. We're going to write it after. Words and true. Okay, so true is for the keywords only. So we don't want the syntactic fontification in that mode. So now we have that mode. I don't evaluate right now, and we have to define that variable TMS font lock keywords with some value that we are going to use, and a docstring that we put nothing right now. We don't. Okay, so here is the value that we want to put. The value of okay, so up here, this value should be the same accepted by font-lock keywords. So let's have a look at font-lock keywords. So we can see this is a user level keywords list is what a major mode or user would set up, blah blah blah. You can read there. Normally the list will come from font-lock default, so this is what we're going to do. And here we can see we can alter the value of font-lock keywords with those functions. So I just mentioned it because next time we are going to play with font-lock add keywords and font-lock remove keywords. So value of font-lock keywords can be of this form. So a matcher is basically regular expression or a function, as we can read there. But in our case, we are going to only use regular expression that will match a line starting with $sign and a white space. After we can give it this form or this one or this one. We are going to use this one. So we are going to pass a list with a matcher and the name of the face that we also have to define. So let's go back here. So we want a list with a list of matchers. So the matcher we want either what do we want to match? So we want to match the beginning of the line, the $sign, and a white space. So if I do that, I'm okay, and we have to give it the name of a font. So far, right now we are going to use an existing font lock face here. So what can we warning face? Okay, so we are going to use this one, And after we also are going to write our own face and use it. So let's see if it works. So I evaluate this variable, so we can see this has been set. Now I evaluate the mode, so the mode is defined, underscore TMS mode. So let's go back to foo and try this. Okay, so I try this. Good things, it is there, and we see something. So only the dollar sign has been how to say? Sorry. So highlighted normal. So it's not that we don't care, but we are just going to modify a little bit this regular expression. So this is exactly what we wrote. Beginning of the line, we match the dollar sign, a white space, and we have to add any character. So we add it. As you can see, I've evaluated this form. So this variable has been set again, but we have to reload the mode to make it work. So here we do that, and now you have it. Can you see at the bottom? So okay, this is fine, but we are almost done. We are just going to change a little bit, and I will show you something. So now we are going to define a face. So face are defined with def face. So the name of the face, we are going to call it just def face because we have just one face. So you can see at the bottom that def face take a face, a spec, and the documentation. So the specification. Let's look at, sorry, I will go there, at the docstring of def face. Okay, so def face wants us to pass it a list of which element have part display dot, and the other part is the attribute. So let's look at display. So I'm not if someone understands well how display works, please reach out and help me understand better. But for us here, we can see each display can have the following value, and the only values that we are going to use is true. Okay, so I don't which match all terminal. I don't know exactly why is that, but if you look at many of the faces defined in your preferred packages, this is the value that they use and it works. So we are going to use that. And attributes is written there. So okay, so attributes is, so let's highlight. Attribute is a property list with attribute value, attribute value. So this is what we are going to do. So let's go back. We are here. I hope you still with me. So we have to pass. Sorry, it's an list. Okay, this is a list of one. This is a display. Then we have to pass. Here what we have to pass. Okay, this is an list. So foreground, and we want foreground and background. So I've already choose color that match with my theme. You can choose your own. As we are here, just if you don't know the rainbow mode, it's super cool that it colorize string that represent color. So you can see, look at the top of my buffer, and you will see the color happening. So do you see that in the top of the bottom, that this has the color we are going to use? So I think that foreground, yes, I want a DE, DE, DE. So this should be, okay, so a string, and we pass it another string, which is dash hash 31424A. So we'll evaluate. Okay, so sorry, just an error, wrong number of argument. It's because defface expect a docstring here. So we put dot. I evaluate. I have something that works. The face is defined. If I evaluate, if I describe that face, you can see this is a face, and we have here foreground and background. This is what we want. Now here the second one, we stop using that face, and we are going to use our this preferred face. So okay, this is defined. Now I will, so let's go chat, and in other buffer nothing has changed. As said before, we have to reload the mode. So it's not rainbow, it's TMS mode, and we have something. Oh, it's cool. I hope you still with me, but there one thing that we want, as I showed you in the beginning, is that we would like to have the highlight done further the end of the line that is here. Okay, so we can do that. There is the extend the keyword there that you can see that we can use. So to make something like that. Okay, and now extend, and if you put true for this, I will show you, but I really want to show you maybe how I work is that always refer to the documentation and the help buffer, and it's really help going. So we can go here. So the attributes here are listed. So you have this in the help buffer. So we have the it's not written the extend, but anyway it exists, and we can have more info in the Lisp face node of the info mode. So I press return, we go there, and I will look directly for extend with iSearch. So there you can see at the bottom that it stopped, but I just have to do it again. It changed the node, the pages, and you can see there. So extend whether or not this page will be extended beyond end of the line and will affect the display of the empty space between the end of the line and the edge of the window. The value should be true to display the empty space between end of the line and edge of the window using this face. So this is exactly what we are going to do. Bear with me. If we do that, we might think that it will work, but this is not exactly the case. There is one ultimate thing that we have to do. So I go back to fundamental mode, just fundamental mode. Why? Okay. Anyway, so go to TMS mode, nothing happened. And this is because to make the extend work, we have here in the matcher of the keywords, we have to match the end of the line. So I've just evaluated this, and now this should work. And you can see that now we have the things that we wanted to have. So this is what we wanted. Now this is just what we wrote. So to show you, this is almost, I don't want to say nothing, but to resume. The mode only set font lock default with some with a list where these are the keywords that we want for that mode. Those keywords are defined in that variable. This variable take a list, and here we have a matcher, and in our case we just want to match, and if there is a match we use that face. That face is defined here with def face, and if you want the whole line to be highlighted, you have to use the keyword extend with true, and to not forget to match the end of the line. So this is it for today. I'm really happy to release this video, to upload this video today. I tried to make it yesterday, but everything goes wrong. So sometimes thing goes wrong, but today it seems that it worked. Please reach out if you have comment, question, and anything else. Have a nice weekend and a nice journey with Emacs programming and anything you do in life. Much love.